Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Aries, the Emperor here. I am back with another general reading for all of my Aries collective. If you guys are new here, welcome. This is an all Aries channel for all of my Aries placements. Cross watchers, you are welcome as well. To everyone, just take in mind that this reading may or may not resonate with you, and that is okay. Do not force the reading. Thank you to all of you guys who like, subscribe, comment, share, donate, book personal readings, shop the website. To those of you who shop from my Amazon wish list, thank you so very much. It helps this channel grow. Check out my second channel, Kiss My Cosmo, where I read for all 12 zodiac signs. If you would like to connect with me, all of my information is located in the description box down below. Just click the more button. If you would like to be a part of the blood moon ritual that will take place September 7th, just send me email me your name, and all donations can be sent to the Cash App and PayPal down below. To those of you who have sent thus far, I'm working to respond to you guys. But if you've emailed me, I have received it and I will be responding, okay? And I am working behind the scenes per usual to get both personal readings out to you guys as well as candle orders, okay? All right, let's get into the spread. You guys, how's everyone feeling? Today is, of course, Monday. Some of you may have already gotten through your Monday. Hip, hip, hooray for you. For the rest of us, some of us are winding down. You know what I mean? Some of us are getting to that point, but wherever you are right now, it's time for us to connect. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out for you guys in the spread. Aries. How was your guys' weekend? All right, how's everything been going for you? Today was a better Monday than last Monday, okay? Last Monday wasn't terrible, but you know, it's always rough starting when you have to start a new week, right? Just it's like where does the time go? All right, let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out for the collective spirit. We're going to start with the Day Luna Oracle just to kind of pick up on some of this lunar energy that we have been encountering and coming up on even more intense situation when it comes to not just encountering, but eclipse energy is one of the most powerful. If I haven't already said that, like I can't say it enough. You know what I mean? And this is energy that lasts upwards to 6 months plus after, you know, you've already tapped in and manifested into that energy, you know, especially if you've put the work in. You know, it's just like funny story. You know, I had mentioned, you know, just feeling the energy of somebody hitting the lottery. And my mom texted me this morning a picture of the actual gas station because someone here in my city won $2 million of like the 590 million. They bought a ticket and won $2 million off of it. And my mom, every single morning, she just randomly took a picture of this gas station. I'm like, why would you send me that? She says, this is the gas station that the person won the $2 million from. She said, I pass this store every single morning and stop for a drink occasionally or gas occasionally. And I was like, you should have been told me that. You know what I mean? I can see, hey, but sometimes, hey, you got to help me. You know, I need a few details so I can like get you on the right track. Just imagine had that lined up the way it needed to line up, like these planets behind me. I felt the energy, you know what I mean? But hey, didn't have the right conversation, didn't ask the right questions, okay? And that's why I be telling y'all to be specific when y'all be asking for these reads. Help me help you. Okay, it's just that simple. I could have made my mom a fucking millionaire. Who knows? All right, but let's get into it. We still great. We still good. Regardless, we still thankful. But that's how you can just miss something just that fast. That's how energy works. You know what I mean? It's wavelengths, it's frequencies. It just depends on where you fall at. And, it works like that across the board. It's that simple, but it's not that simple, if it makes sense. All right. Well, that's enough of me rambling. Fast forward if I was talking too much, but look, I'm dropping gems if you ask me. All right. So we have learning to forgive as the first card out. And I've been feeling that energy a lot. Trust the universe. I hope you guys have as well. It feels better. It feels good. You can feel the release. Like you can feel that off of you. And it's just, it's just like spring cleaning. It's dreadful doing it, but the aftermath of it, it feels like a new space. It feels like a new beginning. And that alone is enough to, if you had been ready to get up out of there and then you transformed it and now you feel comfortable with it, but you're not knowing that you done just created another spark within you that is now about to really push you, out there and your creativity just burst, just overflowing. You know what I mean? And that's all in if you can trust the universe. We spend so much time and so much energy and so much emotions on things. And then we look up and those years have passed to us. That situation is not even relevant to us anymore or to you anymore. You know what I mean? So that's why I just say, it's hard. It really is hard. And I get it. But you just have to really look at logic, look at things as logical as you can, and stick to that. Regardless of how it feels. How does it make sense to you and still fair on the other person's part? Because for me, 9 times out of 10, people not going to look out for you. They're going to look out for them. So you need to be in that same mindset. But at the same time, like I said, just trying, if no parties involved can be injured or there's no collateral damage that ends up happening, then great. You know what I'm saying? But by all means, do what's necessary for you. You know what I mean? And with this trust the universe energy, this is the sun that came out. And I feel like this is also an energy of you can only meet yourself as far as how high you've come, as far as how high you've gone. My bad. Let me put this on silence. But you can only meet yourself as far as you have grown, as far as you have evolved. That's why it's important to learn yourself, not just learn yourself. You are an Aries. A lot of you guys are here that you guys are Aries sun. If nothing else, you are Aries sun, or you are Aries moon, or Aries rising. You know what I'm saying? Or an Aries Mercury, wherever Aries is in your chart. You need to see what planet is. Whatever house it is, what planet is in there, because that's where you're going to need to know, where you need to study as far as how strong that Aries in you is going to be. And if you a sun sign, this is what you need to do. You need to know the strong suits of an Aries. You need to chew them up and you need to swallow them. Okay, you need to sleep, eat, breathe, shit, bathe them. To help evolve yourself, look into those things, educate yourself. And in that becomes more growth in you. And then you meet your higher self and your higher self after that and your higher self after that. Just simply in that, you can progress. I mean, your Mars ruled, for God's sakes. This is the Roman god of war that you are appointed under. So trust me, adjustments are necessary at some point in your life, unless you just have gotten to the point where you can cut everybody off and, you just don't even frolic or just deal with people like that in general. You're just straight business and then you out, which, I mean, it can get to that point for some. Hopefully it hasn't. But we have lessons are being taught. And that's why I said, when you know yourself, you don't got to worry about what everybody else is deciding or how they going to treat you. Because as soon as you spot some bullshit, then you finna go ahead and get rid of it. You know what I mean? Clean it out. Flush it. That's probably the word I should have used. As soon as somebody show up with some bullshit, you going to flush it and them up out of there. When you know yourself, when you know your self-worth, and I mean, that could take time. You're not just overnight a lot of times, especially if this is not something that you're used to doing. And I'm not saying that you don't already stick up for yourself, but like I always say, it's a way to do everything. And I have learned, as far as the Aries collective, we sometimes have to learn to play nice. But hey, there should be a sign, does not play well with others. It all depends, though. It all depends. All right, some people never change, and maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. You have no choice but to change, whether it's like a chameleon or, it's radical, like, you being in a shell and then shedding that, or, it's just depending on just however you look at it. You have no choice. You're depicted as the Fool in the tarot, which means as somebody that is always into something, going through something, jumping over something, sliding under something. There's always something. You know what I'm saying? So you have no choice. Like, your experience is by default. The things that have happened to you, by the grace of God, by the grace of spirit, you still alive to tell a lot of these stories and warn, and for people to take heed. All right, let's get into this read, y'all, because I don't know where, like, my mouth has just been taking over me here lately. So I've been trying to keep it short and cute when it comes to what's coming out in the cards. But excuse me, okay? Like I said, fast forward if you got an issue. Okay? All right. One card came out, miscommunication. All right. Tarot. Let's get into it. And like I said, you can only meet yourself as far as you have grown and evolved. It's the same with other people. You know what I'm saying? They can only meet you so far as well. So a lot of times, like I said, we really can't personally, emotionally fault people because this is all energy. Literally. This is energy. When you pass, they say energy don't die, it only transfers, but we don't know exactly where it transfers as of yet, but it does leave the physical. So really, these not even our emotions. These not even really our feelings if you really think about it. They belong to the skies, the heavens, the stars, the universe. We just a trickle down effect. It's imagine how beautiful the universe is, just the solar system, just in our own little particular area, right? That alone is just mind blowing. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It's a floating phenomenon. So if that is so beautiful, and me saying we're a trickle down effect, look how beautiful we all are as a collective, all different, but also same. And as you can tell, we come from the same, I wanted to say tit, but you get what I'm saying. We come from the same drip, okay? The same cloth, if that makes sense, right? So I'm just saying. Don't get me going. Y'all have me start conspiracy readings. They really start jumping on my ass. All right, we have the Lovers, Gemini energy to start off. And Gemini energy can be the ruler of miscommunication, okay? Mercury ruled. This is all about communication, transportation, information, misinformation, intelligence, intel. Just somebody who they know they shit and they own they shit. This is definitely you. If you're gonna debate against this person, you better be ready. This could be how you come. Is you ready? You won in a chamber always, and you don't even have to really think about it. It's do 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 do. It's coming out one right after another. So cross watcher, beware. Because the Lovers is out here. So this may be somebody who is in love with you, Aries, falling for you, just really loves you. They could love your rawness. You are the ruler of passion as well. You have a protective energy that you are the ruler over as well, and aggression, but it's not just aggression. It's more so protection or protective. Like you take those things really seriously, and it's like a pact with you. You know what I mean? Especially, I feel like you're somebody people don't really do a lot for you when it comes down to it. So or you may feel like people don't really understand or really click or connect like you would really like for it to be. So the people that you do connect and click with, it's very rare, right? But I feel like this could be somebody, like I said, this is somebody that is really digging on you. Or this could be the skies above, spirit. Watching, waiting to see if you're going to trust in the universe. Because this is also connected to the heart chakra as well. Some of you guys could be questioning where your heart lies. At this time, whether it's with someone or in a certain place, a space, a certain job, a hobby, a sport, just any certain decision here. We have the Strength card, Leo energy. All right, we have the King of Wands, Leo energy, and the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Okay, so you could have any of these signs aspected in your natal chart, or you could be dealing with someone with these signs aspected in their natal chart as well. All right, so let's just see what we got here. 2, 4. Let's get one more, Spirit. What other messages, Spirit? All right, we have the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. All right. a little heavy on the Sagittarius energy. It's like luck goes from one end to the other. It feels like two extremes. Like I said here, one real low, but one really high. Clarify that Eight of Wands spirit. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So lesson learned. The oracle to come out said lessons being taught from the Nine of Wands. That is something like, not to say like whipping your ass, but that's just something that is repetitive over and over again. Just like it could be just like you may feel like a string of bad luck, even though you're still getting through it, or it just may seem like not just a bad day, but a bad week, a bad month, a bad year type energy with the Nine of Wands. It's just like month after month, thing after thing. But with the Eight of Wands coming in, you go from the 9 down to the 8. So that's removing wands, lightning speed, lightning load. And not only lightning, but, when something is lighter, what does it do? It has a tendency to be able to float higher. You know what I mean? If something is heavy, it's going to continue to get weighed down. The Nine of Wands, this is really heavy to take on and to be dealing with and to be fighting or, standing up for, or just whatever this energy is. Like, this isn't where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in this King of Wands energy, this Leo here energy. You're supposed to be leading somewhere. You're supposed to be inspiring something somewhere, someone. Instead, you're having to put strength into something else. Or maybe this could be you having to you're tired of putting strength into this no good relationship or these no good relationships. You know what you deserve. You know where you need to be sitting. You know that you're the brains and the beauty. You know that you are tall, dark, and handsome, or you have the intelligence, or, you're just, it's not all about looks, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, as a general, like I've already said, we as a collective are uniquely the first. So everything coming up after us is a carbon copy any damn ways. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. Let's see what else comes out. Knight of Pentacles, and it came out on top. It came out sideways on top of the Queen of Pentacles. So, all right. I mean, this is giving an energy here. Okay. Somebody that may not quite be ready to approach you, may not quite be on your level, but headed in that direction. Okay. Somebody that definitely, they're not living in the land of the lost. They have a plan. Or this is you. You have a plan. And every time anxiety arises, go sit down somewhere, take you a 30-second break, and then get back up. Because going forward, this earth energy, when the Sagittarius, this Jupiter energy comes in for you, you're going to need this earth energy to ground you. If you really want to stretch this, if you really want to push the envelope, if you really want to sit somewhere and chill or sit pretty. It's certain waves. That's why we got different cycles. It's certain cycles for you to get this message, for you to set this up and focus on that. All right, and once you get that and then you maintain that, all right, we got this next cycle that's coming up where it's going to challenge you. You may have to experience some loss. Let's see how you can handle that and what you going to put with that and go forward into the next cycle. That is what this is all about, and In each cycle, you're progressing, you're graduating spiritually and physically. That's where the balance comes in. I'm not telling you what to go be, but Spirit clearly is saying whatever you go be, damn it, you better go be the best at it, because you got the star card that just came out and she naked. I can't show y'all that. But whatever you go out there and be, baby, you better be the best that you can be. Star energy Aquarius. I don't care who you're in front of, who they're from, who's their mama, who's their daddy, who they're related to, who they're married to. I don't care. Remember who you are and who you are connected to. Because literally, nothing is higher. Okay? So let them feel how they gonna feel. Because the old you is dead and gone. Dead and gone. It's giving T.I. and Justin Timberlake. I've been traveling this road too long. Just trying to find my way back home. The old me is dead and gone. Dead and gone. All right, y'all, I'm going to leave this read here. Hit that like and subscribe button for more messages from me. I'll catch you later. I got to get a read uploaded for Kiss My Cosmo. I did upload there last night, so I'll get one uploaded before the evening. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.